Hey, super sorry for not posting in a while. If you're new here, welcome. Well, here's your video. We'll talk more in the end card. Okay, bye bye. I am a weird person. I'm quite a peculiar specimen if I do say so myself. I am a man with some oddball-esque characteristics. What I'm trying to say is I'm a bit batty. I think you get the point. And like a lot of weirdos, I have a lot of weird tendencies. But I'm gonna use the word habits in the thumbnail because I don't expect my viewers to recognize a three-syllable word. Don't worry, I don't either. Okay, I'm not good with transitions, so I'ma just start. I like smelling fuzzy things. I think it's odd because fuzzy is not a scent, so a fuzzy thing can have a variety of smells. It could smell like dog doo doo, or dog doo doo covered in flowers and perfume. It might be because I just love pressing my nose onto something fuzzy. I mean, 90% of the fuzzy things I smelled good, and that's a pretty high number of quality scent from a certain texture. I love smelling my plushies. I love smelling my dog. Did I mention I have a dog? I don't think I did. Oh, and I also like to smell my robe. There has been multiple occasions where I, by instinct, take a sniff of my robe, and it just smells good. And my dogs, and my plushies, they smell good too. There must be someone else in this big universe of ours that also likes to smell fuzzy things. Just statistically, there must be at least one person. If that one person is you, then please comment. Comment if you have any of these other weird habits too, and subscribe while you're there. I haven't done that plug in a while. I have this thing of not wanting my food to mix. Like, if I get a plate with, say, steak in it, and next to it there are some of those green things, what are they called again? Alright, vegetables. I would much rather want the vegetables to be in a different plate, because what if some of the steak juice mixes with the vegetables? All of a sudden, I'm not sure if I'm eating my greens or meat. Everything goes on a separate plate so nothing diffuses with one another, and my mom knows this and puts my food in different plates or just really far away from each other when she prepares the food. She knows me so well. Also, on the topic of food, I can only eat peppers of the same color. Each pepper color has a different flavor. This isn't something I think is true, it's just true. And peppers taste god awful. When I eat peppers, it feels like anti fun. They are very anti fun vegetables, very against fun. Scratch that. They are the vegetable embodiment of anti fun. And with a variety of flavors, I mean like three, but that's still a lot, you would expect at least one of them to be good. No! They're all just bad for different reasons. I don't care if they're good for my health, because they're bad for my mental health. Every single time I eat these, I become this closer to spiraling into clinical depression. Maybe I went a little overboard. I'm just saying, if the peppers have different bad flavors for different reasons, I'd rather just taste a consistent bad flavor instead of getting jump scared with a new different kind of bad flavor. And my mom knows about this too. I'm talking a whole lot about food, but I also have this thing where I use different utensils for different foods. As you know, an Asian family, we have chopsticks, but we also have forks because we've assimilated, kind of. Wait, is that like a problematic thing to say? I read something about it in A Raisin in the Sun. Didn't understand it. Well, back to the whole utensil thing. If you imagine the average house that uses both chopsticks and forks, you'd expect they might use chopsticks for foods that fit more into their culture. In my case, that would be Korean food, and then the more American food would be eaten with a fork. But here's the thing, our household is not average, and I have a tendency to change logical things to be illogical because it makes more sense in my brain that way, but in the end, I forget the logic, and my illogical logic is no longer logical for my illogical brain, that the logic has become illogical, and wait, what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is sometimes I use forks on Korean foods and chopsticks for American foods. I distinctly remember eating a Hot Pocket with chopsticks once. That's not all. There are a lot of the same kinds of utensils in the house, so I gave them all distinct roles. This fork is for eating fruit. This fork is for eating bigger fruit. This spoon I use for fruit and ice cream. This spoon I use for cereal. This spoon I just don't use. This fork I use for everything else. This spoon I use for everything else. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I realize this screams OCD behavior. May need to look up on that. Only have a pen with me right now though. Notes are always written in pencil, never pen. My dad still doesn't understand this and gives me the fruit eating fork when we're eating ramen. Does this look like a fruit to you? My mom knows it and gives me the correct utensil 90% of the time. Honestly, sometimes I change the utensil rules and it confuses myself. Now that I think of it, my mom knows a lot about my dining tendencies. What is she? Lived with me my whole life? Weirdo. In conclusion, I kinda went off about food and dinner time or something, but that's just how it is, I suppose. Comment if you have any of my habits, or comment any of your weird habits. Helps the algorithm. It's been a while, hasn't it? a little over a month now. This is the longest time I haven't posted a video other than the over 10-year gap I had because I didn't have a YouTube channel yet. There's actually a lot of reasons why I haven't posted. First off, it took me a long time to make the script. I had the script, I just thought I could make it more entertaining, so I spent a few days brainstorming. Secondly, I had this week where I just had one or two tests at school every day. And thirdly, I tried to put a little more effort into this video. There's more colors and engaging pictures. Well, you heard me say a bunch of excuses. Reasonable excuses are still excuses, and I don't know if mine were reasonable. Anyways, here's your long-awaited certified Weebee fact. Yellow blue, 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 306 ACO zeros, the hex number, was the newest discovered color.